I started this very much grassroots. How many of entrepreneurs, like when you get these great ideas, you're like, boom, you're like balls to the wall, you're like getting it done, you're like, da, da, da. And this is the very first project that I have refused to do it that way. And it's so uncomfortable for me. And I'm just having patience with the process. You would know, Pastor Susan at one point said to me, she goes, Teri, you have this big pregnant idea, and the pregnancy needs time. If you try to push the baby out before the baby's ready, the baby will die. Oh. And I'm like, that's very graphic and horrible at the same time. So I am like, I don't want to kill the baby, okay? I don't want to kill the baby. So I'm being patient in the process with this and learning lots of life lessons. I think I'm at life lesson number 842, but who's counting, right? We're unpacking the energy of money. Who's excited? Welcome to Talking with Teri TV. I am your host, Teri Cardula, and thank you for joining us on the Entrepreneurial Girlfriend Hour, along with our in-studio co-creators. Woohoo! I love that. We are Colorado's first transformational talk show where we elevate, activate, and transform. Thank you to all the ones that are joining us today. I'm ready to play. How about you?
Yes.
So those that are new to me, I used to be a therapist. I taken my 28 years of counseling experience, combined it with energy psychology, and then applied the principles of quantum physics. So helping women entrepreneurs clear the blocks that hold us back, and then teaching them the tools so that they can create and generate more in their life and their business. Super excited to be here with all of you. And today I've been on this like personal journey. And I'm just starting to, when things start to like really start to fall into place and you're like, oh, there it is, right? So this concept of money has come up multiple times, and I am going to do a bit of a paradigm shift today for everyone. I want to open this conversation up. I want to give some practical tools and strategies so that you can start to implement, because the more that we are in alignment energetically, because when we think about money, what comes up for people? Money is what? Freedom. Possibility. Security. What else?
Fear.
Ooh, I like that. Money is fear. And I would also say money is energy. And when we start to understand money is simply energy, it is such a game changer. So I'm going to be a little disruptive today. If I offend you, there's the door. Just kidding. Just kidding. We're not going to need the door today. Before we talk about this, I want to just create a playing field here. I used to be a therapist, and so whenever anyone walked in my door, I always held the space for whatever belief systems people come in with. So I'm going to use interchangeably words like God, spirit, angels, source energy, infinite knowing, infinite being, light, like whatever resonates with you. I'm going to invite you to use that filter, because I am not here to change anyone's beliefs on what your belief is. Okay, does that make sense? So whatever I say, if it doesn't resonate with you, use your words to fill that in. Does that make sense? Because I want to be able to be all encompassing with everyone here. So there is a little bit of prerequisite, and I love for some people that have been coming like on a regular basis, you've done already some pre-work. And some of the prerequisites when we talk about money is or energy is looking at the things that we're holding on to. Because so often we are holding on to things that we are refusing to release. A few weeks ago, we talked about our attachments to things, to situations, to experiences, and those attachments create blockages for us to receive. Does that make sense? And being mindful and aware of those challenges and blocks that are coming up that we've got to bless and release. And that is not easy work by any means. I'm going to invite everyone to rewatch that episode that we talk about those pieces, because that's a great prerequisite for what we're going to be talking about today, especially when we start to look at the energy flow of things. And so if there's a place in your space right now, in your physical space, in your mental space, that is full of clutter in whatever capacity, I want you to make a note of what that is. In front of you, you do have these little one-pager. There you go. Look at that. You have a little spot that you can put some notes on. Look at that. Fancy-mancy. And if you like me, you can doodle, okay? But thinking about taking an inventory of your life, and what are those places that are ready to be released. And then being able to surrender and let go. I think I mentioned in another episode, we talked about the surrendering process. So I'm not going to revisit that today, but really getting to a place of surrender. And I remember this one moment, I shared this previously, where I was doing this experience and I felt like I was going to die. Like literally, it was this experiential experience. And I felt like I was going to die. And the guy goes, "You've got to surrender." And I'm like, "But I'm going to die. I'm going to die." And then I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to die. And then I was like, I just released into it. And it was such a profound experience that of just complete surrendering of whatever the situation was. For me, it was a really profound transformational experience. And I just hold that to when I'm looking at things that I'm just holding on to. And I'm like, you've just got to surrender. Just let go. And guess what? I didn't die. Woohoo! Newsflash. And then the other thing is about receiving. And I love having this conversation about receiving because so often we're such great givers and we're constantly, as women, we're constantly giving, are we not? Giving of our time, our energy, expertise, all the things that we're receiving, we're giving of. Any quick things that we are giving of, time, energy, resources, all the things, and we're giving. And usually we give in excess and then we don't know how to refill our cup. So when we talk about money, oftentimes we're giving of all those things, but we're refusing to receive. Can I have someone up here real quick? Because I want to demonstrate something real quick.
Okay, I'll go.
I realized that I did not bring, okay, you want to come up here?
Sure.
Yeah. I don't have what I need, but we're going to get creative.
Do you want me to be mic'd?
Yes, please.
Left side down.
Let me demonstrate. And a ball. And I'm like, I don't have a ball with me. We're gonna modify here. Okay, you know what? We're gonna bring in the dance bomb.
Okay,
I made. Just kidding. Oh, it's turned off. Okay, we're gonna do the dance bomb, okay, folks? Okay, so we're gonna modify here, but I want you to, don't drop this, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna play catch, okay? And I want you to we're gonna.
Now you've already made me.
I know, she's so nervous. She's so nervous, right? So I just want you to catch this and we're gonna play catch with it, okay?
Okay.
So so this is how energy works. There's a give and a receive. This is also how money works. There's a give and a receive. But what happens, she dropped it, not me. I'm just kidding. But what happens when we stop receiving?
You dropped the ball.
You drop the ball and the energy stops, right? And I know that's very juvenile when we talk about this, but I think if we can make a concrete example of there's always this give and receive, and so often we put out our desires, I would like to receive this, and then the thing shows up. What do you do when the thing shows up?
Decide maybe that's not what I wanted.
Okay, how many of you relate to that? You're like, nope, that's not what I wanted. Or
I should have been more specific.
So then it's like, nope, forget that. I should have been more specific. Or if you're like some of my clients, I had this one client, we were working on her manifesting something really big. It was a huge opportunity. And the opportunity showed up within 3 months. Okay. And she's like, what? And she's literally on a Zoom call with me. And she literally says, Teri, and puts her hands up like this. And she says, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Okay. And I was like, if it's showing up, you're ready because it's showing up. Okay. And so how often are we speaking life into things? And then when they do show up, it's not good enough. I'm not ready. I'm pushing it away instead of just saying, thank you. I'll take more of this. So write that down. All these 7 words, thank you. I'll take more of that.
That's what we do as women for anything.
Yes.
Is not just say thank you.
Yes. And I
and
will
just
invite you to
accept like
think
a
about,
compliment.
yeah, and there's lots of ways that we can receive, but when money, especially because we're sticking to the money conversation, money shows up in lots of different ways. And there's an app that I absolutely love, and I don't even get a kickback for it. Okay, I'm just going to say it, but it's called The Secret of Money, and fantastic, best $5 you'll ever spend. Okay, but it's based on say, Rhonda Burns, The Secret, and what. And it's so funny because I was so excited to show you guys my app, and I literally got a new phone yesterday, and the app reset. But can I tell you what my numbers were? So I never thought I was a big giver, like financially, like money. When it comes to money, take a guess what I gave physically in money in about a year and a half.
I have no idea.
I didn't think I was a big. I'm thinking it was. Yeah, that's what I thought I was giving.
10,000. No, 350,000.
Yeah, I like you. So I gave 17,000 just out of giving money, right? Guess what I received in manifested money? So in the app, there's this place for manifested money. I'll give you an example. My daughter was asking one of her friends from school to homecoming as they're going as a friend group, and it was really cute. And they went, she said, I'm going to go do this. It's a Baja Blast from Taco Bell. It was cute. We're besties. Let's go to Hoco together. And I went through the drive-through, and the guy goes, it's on me today. And I was like, thank you. So I received $3, right? Not much, right? But then you start to think about, my husband just received a free jet ski a while back, and it was like a $5,000 jet ski. We're like, thank you, I'll take more of that. And so things like that start to add up. So anyone want to take a guess what my manifested money was? I gave 17,000.
107,000.
$334,000.
I want to go into my app store.
Wow. But I was like oblivious to it. So now I'm starting back over at square one. But I'm like, cool, like I get to manifest more money. Because like when we start to think about how to receive money, so if you ever go to a coffee shop with me, and if anyone treats me to coffee, I say, oh my gosh, thank you. I'll take more of that. I literally say that out loud now because I'm like, great, cool, thank you. I'll take more of this. When things start to show up, I start to look at, okay, thank you, I'll take more, right? I'm going to invite us to think about those 5 words. Thank you, I'll take more of this. And that can be applied, yes, to money, but it can also be applied to relationships. It can be to opportunities, to things that are showing up in our lives. It can be all sorts of things that we can start to apply that piece to it. Yeah? Are you going to practice this?
Yes, thank
You
you.
gonna play
I
this?
will take more of that.
Okay, cool. I love it. I know. I have some. Look at all this cash laying around here. Look at this. I love it. All right. I'm going to have us do a little exercise. I'll have you pop back down here for a second. Speaking of that, I don't know if I shared this before, but my daughter, years ago, she was probably like 7 or 8 years old, and we were coming out of a department store. And they had this funny like umbrella hanging from the ceiling, but it was hanging really up high. But they were wanting people to throw change in it and make a donation. And I was like, that's a silly thing. You're gonna whack an eye out with that because it was so high up. Like if you tried, like you're taking somebody out, right? This doesn't make sense. How can you receive? But anywho. So this started this conversation around receiving money. And we get out the front door of this department store and there's snow on the ground. And I told her when the universe, God, spirit, angels gives you money, all you have to do is say, thank you, I'll take more of this. So she walks out like 5 feet and there's this little like section of snow up on the curb and there's a dollar bill stuck in, I thought it was a dollar bill. She goes, look at this, it's so easy. Thank you, I'll take more of it. It was a $20 bill.
Nice.
Okay. So then I was like, exactly, that's it? That's all you have to do? I'm like, yep, that's how you do it, right? Life lesson number 482, that's what you do, right?
Money magic.
So then we get to the car and we walk out to the car and literally 1 foot from the back of our car, she goes, oh, there's another one. Not kidding you, another $20 bill. Under 30 seconds, this kid created $40, right? She received $40, right? And I was like, wow, it doesn't take much. So the things that we're going to be talking about today is going to be a paradigm shift. If you're willing to play along with it, it does not take years to shift this, okay? It doesn't. It can be a quick paradigm shift. We can recalibrate it pretty fast. And I'm going to invite you guys to, those that have my cell number, I want you to just text me and be like, yes, this just happened, right? Because then that's what creates this magic, this energy that's really infectious. And as you do this, as you recalibrate, you're gonna allow other people to do this as well. Okay?
Friends don't let friends shop for health insurance alone, especially online with a bottle of wine. Skip the spammy calls, endless emails, confusing options. We've got you covered, literally. I'm Deb Salmons with Imagine Choice Customized Health Solutions. No more guesswork. We shop for best plans for you with lower rates the healthier you are. We personalize your plans with confidential information and it's hassle-free. Let us take the stress off your plate so you can focus on what matters most. Imagine Choice Health Insurance with a human touch.
And does everyone have money in their wallet right now?
Yes.
Yeah, you do? Okay, for those that have money in your wallet, I want to take money out, and those that are joining us online, I want you to do the same thing. If you don't have, I have a dollar bill if someone wants. Do you want a dollar? Dollar make you holla. And if you have some extra, just if you're willing to share with your neighbor.
Who needs money?
And then just give it back to just give it back.
I do need more.
I'll take more of that, please. Thank you.
I'll take more of that.
Always, right?
All right, so I want us, and everyone that's joining us online as well, I want you just to do the same exercise if you will. I want you just to close your eyes for a second, and I want you to hold that money. Physically hold the money. And what comes up as you hold this money? And I love the fact that everyone has cash in here, or people were willing to share. There's a lot of cash in here. It's for real. Okay, I want you just to hold it for just a moment. And when you think about the concept of money, or physically the money, what comes up for you all?
Gratitude, grateful, yeah.
Love it? Love it? What else? Earlier, someone said fear.
I'm on the fear train.
On the fear train. Okay. Anything else? And if you want to
I was
pop it.
thinking thankful as well.
Yeah.
Thankful.
Okay.
Gratefulness.
Opportunity.
Yeah. And
Where's my hundreds?
where's my hundreds? And I think for a lot of people, how many of you have felt fear around money? Okay. Or there's not enough around money. So I'm just curious, when it comes to money, and again, just shifting this dynamic, who do you believe that this money right here, this $20 bill, who do you believe this money belongs to?
Uncle Sam.
That's the immediate response.
I'm more like the universe.
Okay.
Like, it's a little different love. I don't know.
Mhm.
I will
can't go down
me.
without it.
Yeah. Well, not me, right?
That's what he said.
Yes. And a lot of times people would say, this money belongs to me, or we think that the money belongs to us. Okay. I earned it, right? Or this is my money, right? That's your money. This is my money, okay? But what if we looked at it in a different way? Okay? What if it's not our money? And it's not the government's money, right? What if it was the money, that the energy that's flowing to us? Do you follow me?
Yeah.
Okay. And so we can think of this as more of I'm being a steward of the money flowing to us and through us. Because if I say this is my money, there's a lot of burden that comes with that money. There's a lot of responsibility. I want to control it. And you're like, you're physically like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough. Okay, really quickly, from an energetic perspective, who wants to come up here and play for a second? I'm just looking at you. Do you want to come up here and play? Yeah.
Just want some hundreds. They have to be a certain way though.
So I want you to hold this, okay? And are you familiar with muscle testing or kinesiology? Okay, so can you give me your left arm? You don't have a watch. Oh, actually, I see your watch. Can you take your watch off? Is everyone familiar with muscle testing or kinesiology? Oh yeah, let's put a clip on you first before we do that. So for anyone who is not familiar, muscle testing, kinesiology, you cannot lie to your body. You physically can lie, but your body will never be able to tell a lie. And so we can use kinesiology, and I'll just give your arm and we'll just do a quick demonstration. So I'm going to resist about this much and just say, what month were you born in?
July.
Okay, and just say, truth, I was born in July.
Truth, I was born in July.
And resist. Okay. And now just say, truth, I was born in March.
Truth, I was born in March.
Okay, and resist. Okay, feel the difference? All right, so anytime your truths will always stay strong, like hers stayed strong, and the falses will go weak, okay? So I want you to hold the money and just say, I think for a lot of us, when we are going into fear, what happens what are the thoughts that we have, or what are the feelings that we have about money?
I'm gonna lose this.
Oh.
There's never enough.
Never enough, I like that. Okay, so I want you to hold that and just say, there's never enough,
There's never enough.
okay?
She tried.
She's trying. What did you say? You said, I'm gonna lose this, okay?
Are we talking about this right now?
Yeah, right
Okay.
now, yeah.
I'm gonna lose this.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what if we play with this? Okay. If this is money that is coming in, and again, you place in your word God, love, source, energy. And this is just saying, this is the divine's money.
This is the divine's money.
I'm just borrowing it.
I'm just borrowing it.
Ooh, much stronger.
Let's do this. Just say, what if I'm just a steward of this money?
I'm just a steward of this money.
So just by the words we're saying, how we communicate with the money, it can change, right? Because if we're coming from a place of lack or not enough, we're always going to have that experience of lack and not enough. And we're actually going to like almost rip a hold of the money and hold on to it, right? And when we don't allow the flow of the energy, again, when we go back to the ball or the dance bomb in this case, there's not a flow of energy that allows the money to flow. Does that make sense? What are thoughts or comments real quick? Anything coming up for you?
Yeah, I thought of Bob Proctor actually.
Yeah.
When Bob Proctor was saying, what will you do for the money? When you were saying a steward, it's like, what will you give in return?
Yeah.
The give and take, that's what
Yeah.
made me think of.
Yeah. And also like however many, I don't know if you're familiar with feng shui, but one of the things that I did years ago is I started feng shuiing my house and then my businesses. And so I've always feng shuied my places. And one of the things that they talked about with money and the energy of money is honoring it, right? Honoring the energy of it. And so I thought those purse hooks were the silliest things ever invented, okay? Like seriously. Hello, I'm a diva. I got my purse hook. Okay. And then after I started playing with it, I realized there was something profound. So I do have one of those purse. I'm the purse hook owner. Okay, I'm just saying. But when I started honoring the energy of the money, it just started changing. I received 20 grand in my life just by honoring my purse, because so often we put purses on the floor.
Yes.
And if we elevate and get the purse off the floor, and everyone's, oh my gosh, I'm looking at some heavy purses right now. Let's figure this out. No, I'm just kidding. But when we start to honor the purse, I know I don't have any purse hooks. I'm going to start bringing purse hooks in here so that everyone can. What's that?
New swag.
Who knows a swag lady? No, I'm just kidding. But when we start honoring the money, and also like in a place of playing with, if it's divine energy, divine money, offering it back to divine and saying, okay, let me be a steward of this money. How do you want for me to show up? How do you want me to use this money in a stewardship relationship? Very different. Do you feel like the difference of the energy? So instead, I want everyone to pull out your money. I want you to hold your money now, being in a place with the money of like me being in a stewardship with this money. What am I here to receive this money, give this money? And I'm almost like gonna be as bold to say, like being on God's payroll, divine's payroll, universe's payroll. And it's okay, I am now part of this payroll, and I'm just going to give and receive from that place. Does that make sense?
Feels good.
It feels good. Yeah, it feels way more expansive than me having to own it. And so the one little shift that we can make is instead of saying my, flip it to the. So instead of my money, it's the money or divine's money, God's money, whatever you want to fill in there. And then it's just, okay, now I'm going to be in a place of receiving and giving it instead of having to own it. Does that make sense? Because owning it makes a burden of it. Do you follow? I told you guys this would be a little disruptive in this sentence, right? Do you have something to add to that?
Just absolutely. I just feel like it's total flow.
And it's when you don't own it, it can flow away, but can also flow to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's a constant process.
Yeah.
And so you asked us earlier, what happens when you get money? And my experience is people hold on to it tight and they're afraid they're going to lose it or make the wrong decision with it. And this just in that different energy, it feels like if I were to lose it, it's okay. I can earn more.
Yeah.
It's just a time
Yeah.
that I don't have money right now. I can
Yeah.
always get more.
You
Yeah.
can receive more, not have to earn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think thank you. Thank you for coming and helping out here. Let's give her a hand. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take more of that.
That's how she does it.
Roger.
Putting in the app.
Yeah. All these new watches. Thank you. Usually they get hidden in the seat cushions.
Notice she already has us all having her money out. So.
I know, like just pay up, sucker. No, just kidding.
Oh, they dropped it in the bathroom.
But I think if we can look at how do we look at the relationship with money and changing the money? And I'll be honest, like a few years ago, I lost a lot of money. A lot. And it hurt real bad. And then I realized, and as I was saying earlier when I was reading offline about going back to home, I feel like I had to lose it in order to retrain my brain to have it in a different capacity because I earned it, I had it from a completely different way. And it was no longer, I'm going to say it was from this masculine energy. And it was fun and it was playful, but also like I was like always worried about it. And I was always thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose this. I'm not going to have enough. And then when we start to create those stories, what happens? You lose it. You lose it. Case in point, you lose it. And we're talking about this concept of changing the paradigm. So it doesn't take much to change your relationship to it so that you can create more of it and allowing it to be in this flow. Make sense? Thoughts, comments? I see a lot of percolating faces here.
Just money. It's just money.
I was going to say that I had the conversation of it's just money and don't have so much energy about it. I changed a flight that we were going on and return and it cost me twice as much. I said, holy crappers. Then I went, wait a minute. It's just money.
It's just money.
It's going to create more time. You're fine.
Yeah.
And it was a whole shift. It's an energy shift.
What was that from? Oh my gosh. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And he says he has like the 5 golden tickets. And he's like, I could get $500 for this golden ticket. And if money can be made every single day, we make it every single day. But these golden tickets, there's only 5 of them in the entire world, right? And so I think if we can start to shift is, okay, it is money, it is in flow. And if I allow it to be in flow instead of saving and restricting it or blowing it on the other side, right? And so being a steward of money, I see it, there is a responsibility, right? I'm just not going to go and receive it all and just go blow it all, right? But how do I shift this energy and this relationship to money so that I can be in flow of money? Love it. Yes. Hold on for a second.
And I was going to say too, and you're probably going to get into this, but it's also trusting yourself. Like we've been taught to hold on to money. We've been taught that money is scarce. All the things that our parents used to say to us, then to trust, that money is going to flow to us. Trust that you lost all this money, but trust that you can do it again. A lot of times we don't have evidence of that. And it is hard to take, what is it, that movie with Indiana Jones and one of the temples of doom or something where he has to take the leap of faith and he just has to step out across the bridge and it's a hard step.
Yeah.
So maybe you can speak to taking that step.
I will say that step was a big one. And it's like literally like rebuilding myself in a whole, like I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, was like I had to unlearn everything about business. Like how I was doing business, how I was showing up with business and doing it in a different way. And I think we have to do things in a different way. And I've been walking this path and realizing some of the things that, let me just give you an example of, I think as entrepreneurs, we're always looking for that evidence, but we were looking for that evidence real fast, right? And oftentimes we're like, okay, I'm gonna believe it when I see it versus I'm going to believe it before I see it. And holding that faith and trust that you said is I'm just gonna trust that all the things are gonna work out. And a few years ago, when I lost a lot of money, oh my gosh. And I was trying to make sense of it because I was like, wow, like that hurt. Like it hurt. And I was like trying to make sense of it. And I just said, you know what? I don't know what's going to look like. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I'm just going to hold faith that it's happened. And you know what? I have always been taken care of. And something that, because you're in the audience today, silly things around money that comes up. So my neighbor just became a thrifter. And she goes to these thrift stores. And I used to go to thrift stores when I was looking for a costume or when I was looking for something like specific and I can't find it in the store because it's like from 1970s, right? Or the 80s. And I realized that I went with my girlfriend not too long ago and I realized that there was some judgment that I had on myself from going to a thrift store. And so I was like, I hope no one sees me. And I'm like, what? That's so silly. But even then it caught myself of like the judgment that I have to that. And I actually ran into, and so
your test.
it was a brilliant, and I will say it was a brilliant test because I was with my girlfriend, which seemed safe. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to come. And I was like, you know, I had my daughter with me. I was like, honey, we're going to stop by this thrift store because she's gotten me into thrifting and it's so much fun.
It is.
And it's like an Easter egg hunt, adults.
Yes.
It's so much fun.
Treasures.
And so I was like, let's come in here. So me and my daughter came in here and then I ran into you and I was like, oh my gosh, I ran into another professional. Oh my gosh, what does she know? And I was like, she's here too.
She's excited.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so it's those stories that I had to check the story around the judgment of it and what are other people, because that's an other people judgment of me, right? And I was like, no, let's embrace this. And so now it's, oh my gosh, it becomes very much more expansive to say, yeah, I got these thrifted. It becomes really expansive. So I'm going to think of it. I'm going to invite us to think about the stories that we have around money or certain things, and we're going to be tested. Okay, because I feel like that was a test for me. It was like, oh, wait, what is this? That's a silly story that I have about that. Like, why am I worrying about what other people would think? And so on your paper, I want you to write down, if anything comes up for you, and everyone who's joining us online, I want you to write that down too. What comes up for you when it thinks about other people judging you for whatever it is with money? You don't have the best brands, or you do have the best brands, or you don't have whatever, like in your business. So think about the things that you feel like other people are judging you for, or what you are judging yourself for. Anyone want to share real quick?
I was just thinking about how when anything that we're going through and we're thinking that it's a secret on our end and we need to keep it quiet, and then you spend time with anybody and they're in that same situation. Even I wrote down like using a coupon or a discount on a buy one get one free dinner, and you might want to be like, we're doing that, but don't tell, like it's a secret. But if you share with somebody else, they're like, where'd you get that coupon at? I want to use it too. So being open, I think, is what I think about, is being open to what, and we're all going through the same thing. This whole world is living in the same world. Even if our financial situation is different, or our family situation or whatever, we really all are in the same big boat.
I love it. Anyone else want to add to that?
You should be co-hosting.
I think okay, I'm a money coach. Like, I'm just gonna, for those of you that don't know me, like I do wealth mentorship for people, but that doesn't mean that like I've arrived at some destination and you've manifested $300,000. That doesn't mean that you've arrived. There's always an opportunity to trust more, to grow more, to expand our mindset more. And it's only when you become curious and you start to look at those stories of, gosh, why am I embarrassed by this? Or why was that triggering for me? I get triggered when people tell me how to spend my money. I don't like that. I'm like, then you should spend your money that way. And they're like, I don't have any. And I'm like, then you should make some. Don't spend my money. I know how I want to use it. But I think there's always an opportunity for growth around this, and that we need to be constant learners. I think for everybody in the room, that I don't know, if you are on your deathbed and you're still learning, then you've hit on something that a lot of other humans haven't. So that's why I really liked your story about how much money you have manifested, and then sharing that you still get triggered.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I think that's just embrace our humanness.
Yeah. And it's like that peeling that onion, because it's like I've done a lot of work on myself on this personal journey. And then there's like times where I'm like, oh, okay, there's some more there. Oh, I didn't see him hiding back there. Okay, now I'm going to bring him into the light too. And we're going to work on that piece of it as well. So thank you for sharing. Therapist, spiritual guide, business coach. My unique methods blend mindset, energy, and business mastery for deep, lasting change. Ready to become unstoppable? Learn more at talkingwithteri.com. And we're going to invite up Krista. And we were having this conversation around just money in general. And what does that look like? Perfect. You're set. And so I think that this is a conversation. This is a conversation that we can all relate to about money and business. So I incorporate energy. I bring in access consciousness, EFT. I've done Eden's work on and a lot of other tools. So if you're willing to play, go ahead and follow me. So I'm going to have everyone tap right here on the karate chop right here. This is for reversals. And I just want you to repeat after me. Whatever that money piece is for you, okay? And if you want to, you can hum it, okay? You don't have to say it out loud. But whatever that is, you can just go, when I say the word blank, you're going to fill in what it is for you. Yeah, you guys got it? You follow? Okay. So that way we can make it a little bit more global, and that way you can specifically be intentional with what your specific thing is. And everyone joining us online, you can do the same thing. Even though I have this with money, and whatever that looks like and feels like for yourself, okay? And I'm going to say this part, any and all places where that has been blocking you in this lifetime, in either lifetimes, realities, dimensions, are you willing to revoke, recant, destroy, and uncreate all of that? You just say yes if you want to, yes, or no if you want to keep it. It's always a choice too. Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all night shorts, boys and beyonds. And what I want you to do is just repeat after me, even though I have all this, whether that's fear, anxiety, betrayal when it comes to money, or what money means to me. Are you willing to revoke, recant, destroy, and uncurl that? Yes? Take what's in and out, right or wrong, good or bad, pocket pie, shorts, boys and beyonds. And let's just go ahead and tap at the top of your head, which looks silly. I get it. All this money blank, all this money trauma, all this money fear, all this money anxiety, eyebrows right here. Maybe there's a certain situation that you had in this lifetime where it feels like there's some stuck energy around it, the side of the eyes, which is right here. Anywhere that you might have that, are you willing to revoke, recant, destroy, and uncreate all that? Take a breath in and out, right or wrong, good or bad, pocket pie, shorts, boys, beyonds, underneath your eyes right here. All the places and spaces where you have made yourself wrong or bad for wanting money, needing money, having money, losing money, releasing money, whatever that story might be for you. And underneath this right here, are you willing to revoke, recant, destroy, and uncreate that? Right or wrong, good or bad, pocket, shorts, boys, beyonds. And then right here, even though I have all this blank when it comes to money, I'm choosing to make a choice today. What if I can make a new choice? What if I can make a new story of what that might be for me? And in all places like that, are you willing to revoke, recant, destroy, and uncreate that? Right or wrong, good or bad, pocket, shorts, boys, beyonds. And then underneath your arm, for women, it's about the bra line right here. Take a deep breath in and out. Okay, close your eyes for just a second. I want you to go back into that. Was there anything that came up for anyone as we did that?
We did that.
Yes, relaxing. What came up for you? Anything come up for you?
Some resistance, I think.
Okay, cool.
Resistance, but this
It
I
can't
can't do
change.
this.
This is how I was raised.
I love this. Thank you for the resistance. Because resistance, again, there's a great story around the resistance, right? So we're going to do this. So what's the resistance for you?
That I have to work hard and then I get money. But no matter how hard I work, I'm not getting as much money as I need.
I know. So it is, where's that put my money? We're holding on to the money like this, right? And we've got to, and I was same conditioning was like, I got to work hard. I have to work 50 hours a week.
Yes.
I couldn't leave until 5:05 because I'm like, I think I told some of you, I was hiding in my office until 5 o'clock, even though I was done at 2, because I was like, what will people think? What will people think? So all the stories. So I want you to think about, all the resistance, because I feel like I have to work really, really hard for this money. So even though I have to work really, really hard, that was what I was trained and ingrained to believe. So therefore, I've got to work really, really hard to keep it, to earn it, to generate it. Instead of being in flow of it, I'm going to bless and release it back to the divine, back into higher source, higher frequency, to God, love, angels, whatever you believe in. So even though I have to work really, really hard for this, and there's so much resistance to it because I can't change this that quick. Are you kidding me? But the cool thing about what's happening on the planet right now is things are changing really, really fast. We used to have to process it, be in therapy for 14 years, be in therapy for another 14 years, and then, just kidding, this is coming from the therapist, right? But we are now collapsing time like nobody's business. And so we don't have to hold on to this any longer. We can now create some personal choice. That story happened for you at some point, and now it's okay. Am I going to continue to create that story? What you think about, you bring about. The invisible becomes the visible. And so our inner becomes our outer. So how are we aligning? Because when we talked at the very beginning about the energetics, if the two do not connect, if they are not in alignment, whatever you are preparing for, you will prepare for. I'm going to give you a quick little example of this. My daughter was in elementary school, and we were hoping for plan A, okay? And the principal was like determined on figuring out plan B. And I was like, why are we figuring out plan B when we should be planning for plan A? And I walked into his office, and there was a whiteboard. On plan A, there was one line with one piece of information. On plan B, there was like 7 things. I walked out of his office, and I told my daughter goes, what happened? I go, plan B is happening. And she's like, how do you know? Did he tell you that? I said, nope. His board told me. I knew plan A would never, ever happen because he spent so much time planning for plan B. Guess what happened? Plan B happened. So we can be creating these stories around this story. Whatever we prepare for is going to happen. So I'm going to invite us to think about, what is the story that you would like to be creating?
Abundance.
Abundance. What does that mean, though? What's for you? Abundance.
Abundance. Working less and having more flow, more energy coming into the business.
Do you believe that's possible? Because it is possible to work less and generate more.
Yeah.
And we've been conditioned, okay? This is the unlearning process for myself as well. I was trained to, you've got to hustle.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound wackadoo. And I realize it's going to sound wackadoo. So just take it with a grain of salt here. But I want you to play with, the more that we can be in a place of abundance, the more that we can play the things that you love, the teaching, the connecting, the more that we can be in that place and space, you actually generate more from that space.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm going to invite all of us, when we're in our zone of genius and we're in love, we're like, oh, I'm clicking away at the note and I'm doing numbers. Just kidding. I'm helping people with their finances. I'm designing something. There's a vibration that is happening that is like unmatched. And so I'm going to invite you to start playing with speaking life into more of that when you're in that place and space. The more we play, I literally received a message today and it says, go play. And I'm like, I want to go play. So let me do this. What story comes up for you that says, I can't work less and make more? Or I can't, this is absurd, this is wackadoo.
Yeah, it's like from childhood. If people are working hard, then they are worthy of the money they have. And then the people in my life who didn't seem to be working hard, didn't have as much money, and they were shamed or
But that is also perception.
Yes,
because
definitely.
if you read the book, The Millionaire Next Door, most people that have money do not look like they have money.
yeah.
And so you can never judge a book by its cover because we don't really know.
Yeah.
My neighbor, oh, maybe, I'm just kidding. Somebody in my community, weird,
Don't point them out.
does not look like he has a lot of money. Uber successful. Uber successful.
Yeah.
But he kind of looks like a homeless person. He's not going to watch this.
I'll never know it was him anyway.
I know, right?
You'll know if he did.
Shnikes. This is how I get myself in trouble. Okay, anyways, no, I'm just kidding. So let's do this. So even though I am terrified
I am terrified
of doing anything different,
doing anything different.
because if I did,
Because if I did,
what would happen?
am I saying what would happen?
No, I'm asking you,
Okay.
what would happen? What would happen?
I would fail and be poor.
I would fail and be poor.
Yep.
Do you really think that could happen?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So even though I think I could fail
I think I could fail
and be poor
and be poor
and what?
lose everything
And lose everything.
and lose everything.
And that's a really great story. I love the story. I love the story. It's it's really anchored in there, right? What if it could be different?
What if it could be different?
I choose to know
I choose to know
that I can be safe
that I can be safe
in thinking about something different.
in thinking about something different.
Because what I think about,
What I think about,
I am starting to anchor in,
I am starting to anchor in,
and I choose to know that I deserve
and I choose to know I deserve
a new story.
a new story.
A story that I like.
Story that I like.
A story that I would like to star in.
A story that I would like to star in.
Because what would that be like?
What would that be like?
So I'm asking you, what would that be like? What would that be like for you? What is the new story that you would like to create?
Success and abundance.
Okay, what does that mean?
Business coming in and a best-selling book and
Perfect.
speaking gigs.
Okay. What else? What else would you
Being
like to
able to spend money on the things I want.
Perfect. I choose to know
I choose to know
that I can be safe
that I can be safe
in speaking life into that.
and speaking life into that.
Because how much time are you speaking life into the old?
Oh, lots.
Okay. Okay. So what if we could just play with the idea of speaking life into the new?
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking you to do, right? Because if we get to play in the reality that we get to create, right? If I'm going to make a really terrible reality, then that's our choice. But what if I played with the idea of speaking life into what it is that I do desire?
Do you want?
Why not speaking life into plan A? Because how much of us are not speaking life into plan A? We are speaking life into plan B, and we're getting plan B, and we're pissed off that we got plan B. And oftentimes when I ask people, what do they desire? Do you know what they tell me?
What they don't desire.
They tell me what they don't desire. They say, I don't want this and I don't want this. There is value in contrast. I will be honest, there's value in contrast. Contrast is when you're doing something, you're like, oh, nope. I asked something, I spoke something out, and I received it, and I was like, you know what? That's not the right color, right? I wanted a different color, right? And you're like, okay. And then I go back and tweak. So I gave this example years ago when my girlfriend was dating some guy, and she was just like, Teri, oh my gosh, all these guys. Anyone dating? Just kidding. But here's a little tip. She's getting information. So she was dating this guy, and it was like over here. And there's all these things that was not great. It was some great. So I was like, okay, what are the great things? And then we're going to tweak it. So then she started dating another guy, and then she tweaked it again. And then she's, but there's some other stuff. So she tweaked it the third time, and then she became in alignment with it. And so everything was like, okay, and now I'm happy to say that they've been married 3 years. They are happy, they are content, and they're like best buddies. But it took her some time to find the contrast of, nope, I didn't know because I'm stepping into this new world, so I don't know. And so now it's okay, nope, that's not it, tweak. That's not it, tweak. But as you're doing this, you're tweaking and saying, yep, this is it. This is what's in alignment. And as we start to be in alignment and the more flow of it, you're going to start to receive more of it. Okay, so what comes up for you right now?
That sounds really nice.
Okay, but where's the but? I feel like there's a but. I feel like there's a but coming. But what?
No, I think it just sounds really nice. I think what the bud is, gosh, it sounds like a lot of work.
She said it sounds.
It sounds like
Yeah.
it sounds nice, but there's a lot. But she said there's a
You
lot of
gotta
work too.
rewire the brain.
Yeah.
So let's
to
do this.
rewire
So
my brain.
even though
Even though
most of the humans on this planet, most of the humans on the
most
planet
of the humans on the planet
have been trained
have been trained
and ingrained
and ingrained
to believe that we have to work really, really hard
to believe we have to work really, really hard
and put up tons of effort
and put in tons of effort
and do a lot of things,
and do a lot of things,
even if it doesn't make sense.
even if it doesn't make sense.
And it just is like, okay, I'm putting in and I'm clocking, I'm spending 40 hours, I'm spending 50 hours, I'm spending all that time. So even though I feel like I have to put in all this work
I have to put in all this work
to do it,
to do it,
because I have no other reality for that. I deeply and completely
I deeply and completely
love and accept myself.
love and accept myself.
What if
What if
I could play
I could play
with this idea
with this idea
that it could be different?
that it could be different?
What if
What if
I can find evidence
I can find evidence
that could support this?
that could support this?
Was there ever any time, ever, in your business where something came easy?
Yes.
When?
We just got a contract to work with a school that,
Oh.
and they reached out to us and said, we want to hire you, and
Oh.
hired us.
Was that hard or was that easy?
It was really easy.
Okay, sweet. Okay. Before you leave, I'm going to gift you an evidence journal, and I want you to start documenting that down.
Okay.
Okay? Because we need to support the brain.
Yeah.
We're either going to live in this reality or this reality, hard reality or easy reality. Okay? Your brain just needs conditioned
Yeah.
to do it in this way. And so then say, thank you, I'll take more of that.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I'll take more of that.
okay? And so we start to create this. So if you'd like to play with this, the more you document the evidence of the story that you would like to create, the more story will be created as a result of that. Does that make sense?
Yes. And the more you notice when there's good things that happen.
Yes. I love finding miracles. I was talking earlier, this beautiful miracle that I saw at our outside, right? I see miracles every single day. There's not a day that I don't see a miracle because I've trained my brain to see the miracles. And now all I see is miracles. So it's a matter of time when I see a miracle. Right?
Yeah.
So even though
Even though
I can't imagine
I can't imagine
flipping the switch
flipping the switch
to create that new story.
to create the new story,
But I'm spending so much time
but I'm spending so much time
on the other story.
on the other story.
What if
What if
I could create something different?
I could create something different?
And what if I could just prove Terry wrong?
What if I could prove Terry
If I
wrong?
double, triple dog dare you to prove you wrong. Okay. Are you willing to take this chance? Are you willing to play with this?
I am definitely.
Anyone else willing to take
Yes,
this
yes.
take this
Double
challenge?
dog dare.
Yeah.
Triple dog dare.
Yeah.
Lock in. Okay. Okay. So
No,
I
putting
choose
your
to know
phone
I choose to know
that I can put as much time and energy
that I can put as much time and energy
into this new story
into this new
and
story.
get really crystal clear of what it is I do desire.
Yes.
Because a lot of times people don't even know what they're speaking life into. And can I play with you for just a second?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be harsh. Just don't kick me, okay?
Okay.
When I asked you what do you desire, you said success and abundance. But those are really global things, success and abundance, right? I'm gonna invite you to think about, and then it took you a minute, but then you're like, okay, I would like to be a best-selling author, and I'd like to have money coming in, and I'd like to be able to get right. So let's get really clear and speak life into those things to say, okay, and really all you have to do is just write them down, speak life into it, and say, okay, this is what I'd like to create.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Can we play this? Who wants to take this challenge on to prove Terry wrong?
I'm pretty wrong.
I mean, or prove me right, maybe. I mean, I the other day I was talking to someone on the phone, and I was like, I'm always right. And she's like, look at you, and I'm like, yeah. So I guess prove me right?
Yes.
Or,
Prove you're right.
That's
However
yes.
you decide
Yes.
to look at it, play with
That's
you.
what I was
Right. However it works for you in the advantage of you. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just do this. All the places and spaces that you're not willing to just play in the place of possibilities, and play in a different reality for a moment. Are you willing to revoke or can't destroy and pick up? Take a breath in. And out, right around, good about accomplish what's supposed to be on the top right here. Take a deep breath in. And out. I'm just going to invite you to play with a different reality. And that is like this. And I will tell you this little quick story. My husband always says, Terry, which reality do you live in? I don't know. I don't know what live.
Depends on the day.
I know, right? Depends on the day. But I'm always just living this other reality of, yeah, that's going to happen. I don't know when. It's just going to happen. I just don't. So I just play with the idea of, yep, that's going to happen. Just don't know what or when or where. And just playing in that place. What happens with your brain is you start to engage in curiosity. Curiosity is the best thing for your brain because it actually, when you look under a brain scan, curiosity is the only emotion that lights up the entire, it's like a ping pong machine. So I'm going to invite you just to get really curious. So will you, Kayla, be an accountability partner? Absolutely. For her. And I want you guys to start to play with, because you guys are in this, and what a beautiful thing that you brought your co-owner here, because when you guys have more than one thought at a time, you actually, you square that thought. So guess what? You guys have some powwows. You guys have some powwows, and you can actually create and generate faster when somebody's in alignment with that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so your homework is what?
Is to find the easy and good things that happen and to write them down and to
Start to speak
speak life into this and remember to play and be curious about what could happen.
What is it that I do desire? What is it that I'm speaking life into?
Yes.
And then what I'm going to invite us, because we're talking about money and we're talking about letting it go, like I will do one of these pieces where I'm like, I give it over to divine, universe, God, spirit, angels, whatever you believe in. I release it and bless and release it and say, it's not mine anymore. You figure it out because I got other things to do. That's not mine. I'm not going to figure out the how, because sometimes as we force things to make things happen, we put our human brain in it and we think we have to have it this way, when in reality it shows up something else. And oftentimes when we release the need to control it, it will show up 10 times better for us.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to follow along on your journey. So will you keep me posted?
Yes,
okay,
definitely.
Perfect. Love it. Can we give her a round? Yeah. All right. And here's the thing is, we get to play in a place of possibilities. So take that nugget that you learned today and start to put it into place. Prove me right or prove me wrong. Maybe it's proving me right. Prove me right, please. If you live in Colorado or traveling to Colorado and want to come and be a part of our live in-studio experience, please reach out. We will get you some tickets to be here. Thank you all for being a part of the Entrepreneurial Corefront Hour. And as always, be bold, be brave, be fearless, be the magic of you. Massive love, and we'll see you on the next episode.